Hi, Barry Thompson from boatmags.com. Aluminium pontoon boats. Aluminium pontoon boats have been around for a long time. They're very much part of the New Zealand boating psyche. One of the earliest exponents of pontoon boats was Invercargill-based Kiwi-Kraft, and Guy Rodney Harris in 1988 produced his first Kiwi-Kraft pontoon boat, and since then has sold thousands. Now, one thing about the Kiwi-Kraft over the years that people have remarked on is their soft ride and their excellent construction. And like all pontoon boats, there's the safety factor. The built-in buoyancy is just natural right through the whole boat. So Kiwi-Krafts, they say, are unsinkable. The styling, over the years they've developed from this the open little dinghy through to the hardtops. A lot of the aluminium pontoon boats, they don't look very nice. But some of these guys, particularly Kiwi-Kraft, have taken notice of that, and over the years they keep developing and developing. The latest 2017 models, they've retained the same quiet, soft riding, dry, hush tech hull. They've made a change in the pontoon shape, so they're a little bit more stylish, a little bit more streamlined. They're a little bit wider, they're a little bit higher, and a little bit longer. So what you're gaining is a little bit more stability, you're gaining a lot more storage space right through the boats, and you're gaining more beam in the cockpit. So overall, just really improved the boats. But the things that they haven't lost is that really high quality of finish. Today we're looking at the new generation Kiwi-Kraft 620 Hardtop. Now this boat is big. It's much bigger than the boats it replaces. It's got more beam, it's got more height in here, it's got more height in the coamings, it's longer. Physically the whole thing's a bigger boat. One of the things I like about it is the amount of space in the cockpit. I can't even touch the sides. There's as much room in this, even though it's a pontoon boat. In the old days, the pontoon used to sort of roll into here and people said, oh, there's not enough space in them. Look at this, right out to the side. Not only do you get really wide side trays here, you also get big wide coamings, great for sitting on when you're waiting for the fish. Now, while all Kiwi-Krafts come standard with a bait board, this is the upmarket edition. 4 rod holders, self-draining it here, you can drop the knives in there, good cutting surface, and I like this. Tackle drawer, so everything's in there that you want. So it's really worthwhile having this option if you're going to be doing a lot of fishing. What I like about this, well, we've got a nice big uncluttered cockpit. Drop this seat down, slide that back out of the way, and you've got seating, good for the kids, but it's out of the way when you don't need it. Now all Kiwi-Krafts now have this wide walk-through transom. If you want a live bait tank, you can put it underneath here with a top opening, but look how easy this is to get through here. Full size, full width boarding platform, it's great. Good for throwing a bag of scullies on when you come back in. Drop down ladder here, this boat hasn't got one, that's an option for easy access for divers who want to come back on board. And got this nice deflector plate along here. The idea of that is when you're backing up or you're coming on a surf beach, the water's going to hit that and roll away. So plenty of space out here. Come back in here, drop your ladder, drop this back in. The hardtop. First thing I notice about the hardtop is good hand grips. Now when you're coming back from a day's fishing and it's rough and you want to stand up rather than sit down, these are good, and they're nice, good, solid, and they're good size. This is the standard seating layout. Helm, soft rider pedestal, all swiveling both sides. Under here, takes a 90 litre Icy-Tech bin. You got top loading so you can just get to it, but this door opens here so you can just slide it in. What I like about this seat is if you're towing water toys or water skiers or something, you can see what's going on. Great when you're fishing, you just be sitting here, you got the rod and the rod holder here waiting for something to happen, but also sideways, great for having a cold one, just talking to the skipper while he's driving. Now this is a brand new boat, so we haven't got anything on the dash. So this boat has a huge dash, and the reason for that is that the boys at Kiwi-Kraft found out from their customers they wanted to put a bigger fish finders on them. These boats are used for fishing, guys want to put some serious electronics on it. So this will take a huge MFD screen, and you've still got your instruments up here. As I mentioned before, there's more storage in the boat. Firstly, let me show you this. That's huge. Now what a great place to put your dive gear, your fish, whatever you've got, but it's a nice big wet locker. A lot of boats don't offer that, and behind that is of course the fuel tank. Okay, now, one of the things we've mentioned before is about the extra storage, and this is because you've got the extra beam here. So you've got shelf at the top, traditionally had one shelf, so we've got one shelf up here, it's quite narrow, but then this wide shelf here, which is cut into the top of the pontoons on either side, all nice and fully lined, so there's plenty of storage area in the boat now. Squabs, well, they're sort of, it's not designed as an overnighter, but you know, I could sleep there if I had to. You and a mate, you and your wife, or a couple of kids. The one thing I do like is the height of these squabs, and the sole here in the cabin has just been lowered just enough so that you're sitting naturally. I've still got good head height here. Now there's a hatch forward here to get through to do your anchoring. So all the Kiwi-Kraft are set up for drum winches, so you get a really big drum winch in there. A lot of these guys, especially down this part of the world, we're down in Wellington, they like about 300 metres of warp and chain, so you can get that on one of those drum winches really easily. So that's my take on the 620 Kiwi-Kraft Hardtop, the new generation boat. It's a boat that's really going to be hard to fault. I liked everything about it, the finish, the ride, the handling, the performance of it. If it's not big enough for you, then you can always go along to the boys at Boat City and ask them about 7, 8, 9 metre. They've got more of these new generation boats coming up in the future. You could be the first to get one.